yeah. We back again. Make sure y'all hit that like button. If you like it, I love it. And I love myself. So hit the like button for me. Hit the hype button for yourself though. Hype it up if you got the hype button. Let me get a hype one time. Can somebody look out for me one time with a hype?
Yo, we live, man. I got Antwan Massey on the phone, man. Exclusive interview. He recently went viral for, being one of the inmates that escaped on May 10th of 2025. He became, one of the last inmates that was found, and that's how he grew his fame, man.
So again, for y'all that don't know or weren't aware, this is one of the inmates that escaped in the New Orleans prison escape last year, 2025. He's also one of the last inmates that was caught and rearrested. But what made him stand out was one, the amount of time he had for the charges he had, and he was using the internet to try to prove his innocence or plead his case while he was on the run. And two, they say he escaped more than one time from more than one facility. Now, everybody on the outside felt some type of way about this because it was like, it don't really look like they escaped. It looked like somebody opened the door and let them out, right? It wasn't like they was being too sneaky about it. And you never seen nobody escape that many people at one time just running out the building, not jumping the fence, not coming out of a tunnel, just literally ran out the back door. So now we get ready to hear his explanation of what happened.
How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing fine, man. I'm holding my head. I can't complain, brother. I can't complain.
Yeah, so news just broke that you got sentenced to 60 years. We'll get to that. But let's talk about May 10th, man. How did, now that everything's behind you, you already been sentenced. Let's talk about May 10th when you broke out of prison. I mean, out of jail, man. How did that come about? Like, was that something that you were plotting on for a minute, or?
Man, listen, let me tell you, man. Right now, bro, a lot of people, the world, did not know what truly happened. See, they said that we broke out. Well, we did not break out no jail. We talking about a maximum security prison. You feel what I'm saying? When I first went to that jail, bro, you have to go through machines. So nowhere in the world that you can have no type of metal object or nothing to carve out no wall or to break nothing, bro.
Exactly.
My name is.
So they tried to say it was like a toilet that was disconnected from the wall, and the maintenance man, they went and locked up this innocent maintenance man who we knew ain't had nothing to do with it. We knew he was just a scapegoat, some older black gentleman. And they said that he turned off the water to the plumbing to that cell, which made it possible for these guys to pull this toilet from the wall without water going everywhere and escape through a small, basically a cell. They basically squeezed between the bars, all 10, 12 of these guys. And you just know it was just bull crap. You know what I'm saying?
With Antwan Massey, they said that I escaped several times, right? I've never been convicted of escape ever. It said all on the news. If you Google my name, I've never been convicted of escape. But I'm about to.
That's crazy because they did make a point to say that this man had escaped from several jails on several different occasions. So how was it that he escaped from jail on all these different occasions, but he was never convicted of escaping?
The world basis of what really occurred in Orleans Parish. You remember? When I was I went to Orleans Parish jail in 2024. I was in jail for rule violation. So when I was in jail, they got a woman named Susan Hudson. She's the head sheriff of Orleans Parish, and you got a DA named Jason Williams. He's the head DA of Orleans Parish Prison, right? Okay. Right. Now, when I'm a Muslim, so during Ramadan time, this woman in particular picked me out all the inmates that's in the facility. If I'm so much of a escape risk, why would she pick me to come feed up every inmate that's in there that's Muslim. Okay, listen, this would occur. All right,
Dang.
2024. All everything that I'm saying is on camera. I go to the kitchen to feed up, right? So when I go to the kitchen, this woman, Susan Hudson, which is the sheriff of Orleans Parish, me and her is on camera. She asked me, do you know who I am, Antwan? I'm like, yeah, I know who you is. She was like, okay. She like, you know, I got you out here for a reason, right? I'm like, nah, I wonder why you picked me.
My
But I was
bad,
in
y'all. I'm trying to.
if I'm sheriff of Orleans Parish,
Okay, he
I'm
said
about
the
to
shirt.
put you.
It's the prison call, prison phone, the voice, the way it sound. I kind of really got struggle to hear it a little bit, but I'm trying to keep up. So I ran it back a little bit just so I could hear what he's saying. So just work with me on this.
In the world basics of what really occurred in Orleans Parish. You remember? When I was I went to Orleans Parish jail in 2024. I was in jail for the rule violation. So when I was in jail, they got a woman named Susan Hudson.
Hey, if you still around, you see I just hit the like button on this video. Show my video some love. Hit the like button. Drop a comment. Tell me where you from. Already Clouded TV, and we trying to hit that 10,000 subscribers. Hold on, I ain't even got my subscriber banner up. We trying to hit 10,000 subscribers. We at 550.
And you got a DA named Jason Williams. He's the head DA of Orleans Parish Prison, right? Okay. Now, when I'm a Muslim. So during Ramadan time, you know, this woman in particular picked me out of all the inmates that's in the facility. If I'm so much of a escape risk, why would she pick me to come feed up every inmate that's in there that's Muslim? Okay, listen, this would occur. All right, 2024. Everything that I'm saying is on camera. I go to the kitchen to feed up, right? So when I go to the kitchen, this woman, Susan Hudson, which is the sheriff of Orleans Parish, me and her is on camera. She asked me, she said, do you know who I am, Antwan? I'm like, yeah, I know who you is. She was like, okay. She like, you know, I got you out here for a reason, right? I'm like.
So is he saying the sheriff of New Orleans Parish, the jail, prison, whatever it is, came to him personally and asked him to escape from the jail and offered to pay him $250,000? And since he did he ever get his money?
I'm like, nah, I wonder why you picked me, but all right, yeah, like, you know, what's up? Like, you know, what's your motive? Like, what you got me out here for? She was like, you know that I've been paying attention to, I know everything about you. I'm like, huh? Like, she really fucking me up. She like, I know everything about you. I'm like, all right. She like, yeah, and I know that you never open your mouth on none of your cases. So I'm like, yeah. So she like, well,
with this guy, I feel like, man, 50-50 with this guy. I 50-50 believe him because the situation he had with his baby mother was a messed up one. I don't think it was his baby mother. I'm sorry. It could have just been a girlfriend. Either way, it was some domestic violence stuff. And the stuff he did to her, he beat her up, put her in the car, drove around with her for hours, kept knocking her unconscious, wait till she wake up. Then I think he took her somewhere and sexually assaulted her. I could be adding things, right? So I'm not going. But that's a large majority of what he was accused of. So when he was on the run, he would get on the internet here and there, and he would say, "I'm innocent." The girl was gonna come to court and testify that I'm innocent. I never did this. I never did that. Man, they gave that dude 60 years for them numbers. Not even just for the escape. They gave him 60 years for the domestic violence stuff. So the way he went out his way to try to plead his case, make himself seem innocent, which anybody, I guess, would do. You know what I'm saying? And the way the shit actually went down, me hearing this, I kind of feel like it's 50-50 now. I
see that you escaped several times before. You remember? I'm like, yeah. She was like, would you be willing to take $250,000 to leave up the facility? I'm like, what? Like, I know it may sound far-fetched, bro, but this everything that I'm telling you, this world right here, I'm about to open up a can of worms that the whole world didn't know. You
Wait, let's
feel what
go
I'm
back.
saying?
Wait, let's
So
go
I'm
back
like,
because you don't. Wait. Let's go back because you sound a little fuzzy. You said you
Exactly.
were.
okay.
She offered you. She offered you what again?
She offered me $250,000 if I was to make it out the prison.
Damn.
This is what the
Some people life be like a movie, man. This is something I could see Sylvester Stallone writing a movie for. Being offered 250,000 by the sheriff if you could make it out the jail. You know what I'm saying? This is some movie type of stuff. And that's why I say it's hard to believe. Now I don't know how crooked the law system in New Orleans is. I don't. But I do know that this just sounds so if I was in if you know, if I was your homie and you came and told me this, like you escaped and you came to my house, like, yeah, bro, the freaking sheriff told me she'd give me a quarter million to escape. I wouldn't believe you. I just wouldn't believe you.
sheriff of Orleans Parish told me.
Wow.
So I'm like, I start laughing. I'm like, you serious? She like, yeah, I'm serious. And they had another police right there on side of. Now everything that I'm telling you is on camera footage, homie. So boom, so
Okay.
I'm like, oh, she really serious? And she like, yeah. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna see her. Woo. So I kept cleaning food up. All right, I go back to the tip. So my mind really blown, bro. But I couldn't make no move
Dang.
for her because I violated my parole and they shipped me upstate, right? So when they shipped me upstate, I wound up coming back to
I think she looked at these tattoos on this man's face, looked at his charges, and picked her uh, a crash out, a crash dummy. Like, yeah, I know this guy will be dumb enough to try it. If he gets killed, who cares? He's already done something where a woman definitely would consider the type of stuff he done. A woman definitely would consider him like slime of the earth. You know what I'm saying? So I think she picked out somebody that she didn't give two bloody knuckles about, and she spit that game to him. I'm honestly, if he's up here talking about he was offered and not paid, I'm willing to go out on a limb and say he ain't even get the money he was promised for doing this. She
jail
knew
on the
she knew he was sweet. He was a crash dummy.
charges that I'm initially on right now. The charges that I'm convicted for the woman. So when I wound up coming back to jail in 2025, they shipped me from St. Tammany Parish. I was on only one charge, a domestic violence charge. That's what I was on. St. Tammany Parish, I paid my bond and they sent me to Orleans Parish. When I got in Orleans Parish in 2025, a woman walked up to me and was like, yeah, Susan Huckins offer still stands. You come to the tip, come in the key and tell me that. I'm like, yeah, all right. And the boy, I'm like, man, y'all tripping. So
So he's saying that he got freed, and when he got rearrested, like I said, a crash dummy, she already had picked him out. He was already in there for something, got approached by the sheriff, asked to do a job, or you know what I'm saying, if he could do something, he would be paid. He got his freedom and then was rearrested. And when he was rearrested, she told him the offer still stands. Cause she know you a crash dummy.
I'm in jail bad already. You hear me? So I wound up going to court. My first court, to get a bond for the domestic that I'm on in Orleans Parish. So they had a like an inmate count, like not an inmate count, like it's like a public defender lawyer. You hear me? That walks up to me like, man, I need to speak with you. Could you come in the room? So I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what's up? He like, man, there's a lot going on with you. He said, do you know who Jason Williams is? So I'm like, yeah, I know that is. That's a DA. He like, man, he got some things that he needs you to do for him. I'm like, what? He like, yeah, he got some things he needs you to do. So I'm like, what do you need?
Again, like I said, they only picked him out because they knew he was a crash dummy. They knew he was about to get sent up the river for what he did to that girl. And he'd be dumb enough to take it. They wouldn't have asked anybody that they thought had any type of common sense to do something like that because they would have already been talking about how corrupt and bad the system is, and then you finna come and ask me to try to escape, and you'll reward me with 250K. You couldn't have got that over on the same man, smart man.
To do. He like, man, somebody gonna be letting you know, but I think he wants you to leave and consider this. But someone else will come and talk to you about this. I'm like, man, look, woman, I don't even want you to present me. I represented all this on camera. I fired dude right then and I represented myself in open court. You hear me?
Which is why you a dummy. So you have a public defender come to you and tell you that the prosecutor and all these other people need you to do something for them, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Instead of using this public defender who's already plugged in and try to get your freedom back, you fire him and go get yourself time.
They pushed me out the courtroom because I represented myself, and they like, why is he trying to represent himself? Because me and dude just got into it about you trying to tell me they want me to leave the jail. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So when I go back to the tip, it's in 2025, I go on the tip. 1D to the same tip that they said we allegedly escaped out, right? Okay, right. So boom. All right, as I'm on the tip, all right, one day, me and another individual, boom, I hear, like, you know what I'm saying, like something cutting. So I go look in the cell. When I look in the cell, I see a corrupted police officer cutting behind the toilet. I walk out the cell. I'm like, man,
see,
what you doing? I'm thinking.
Now what he's talking about is the story they tried to give us about how these guys escaped. Now they said that these guys escaped from a toilet that was always loose. It's been plenty of write-up tickets about this toilet because it's loose, it's damn near coming off the wall, which is why the maintenance guy had to cut the water to it. Then they turned around and said, well, months prior to this, Massey pulled the black older maintenance man to the side and threatened him with bodily harm if he didn't cut the plumbing off to that cell on a certain day. And now he comes out his mouth and says that he was in the cell or came in the cell and he saw the police officer sawing away behind the toilet to get it away from the wall.
He's doing maintenance. When I look in the cell, one day, me and another individual, boom, I hear, like, you know what I'm saying, like something cutting. So I go look in the cell. When I look in the cell, I see a corrupted police officer cutting behind the toilet. I walk out the cell. I'm like, man, what the fuck you doing? I'm thinking he's doing maintenance or something, not the maintenance.
This had to be some type of experiment, man. Look at all the joints like Gone in 60 Days and all them joints like that. This had to be some type of experiment they was running on these guys, man. Why would you give hardened criminals, murderers, rapists? Why would you give those type of guys the opportunity to escape? Not just one, 10 or 12 of them. Why would you give them the opportunity to escape? They could have been possibly trying out some type of new camera technology in New Orleans or something, because there's no way this was just like, I don't know. We're going to let them flow. I don't know. What
this man that he locked up, this is a like he over maintenance, the dude that I'm talking about, right? So, right. All right, the day before we left the facility, all right, they bring haircut clippers on a tip for us to get our hair cut. They don't never take us off the tip because I'm a maximum, like I'm by my jacket, they how it is, they're gonna automatically put me on maximum security. You hear me? So boom. So all right, the sergeant come call me off the tip. It's like shift change at 5 o'clock. He called me and another individual off the tip, homie. So when he called me off the tip, I'm like, what's down? He like, man, look, check this out. I want you to read this text message. You know what I mean? So all this on camera that I'm telling you about. He showed me the phone, right? The phone said Jason Williams head DA.
If all this is on camera, there is no attorney in the world who wouldn't take this case, whether it was pro bono or paid. If all this was on camera, he's never going to see that footage. It was erased, deleted, and blocked that day. He's never going to see it. You understand? But if it did exist, if this was true, why didn't you try to get a paid attorney while you were out and try to get this brought to light? Maybe could have helped you with your freedom, or at least as far as with this part of the case, you still would have had to do the time for the domestic shit. But my thing just is, why wasn't this the first thing you did? Why it took for you to wait all the way till you got sentenced to your 60 years, and then you come out and say you were offered $250,000 to escape? I think you waited from the time you were caught until now to give this interview because you waited to see if you were going to receive that money, and you didn't.
Cell 6 charges will be cut for y'all to go through the charges. He gave the time, the date, and everything, and said you don't have to worry about no police doing none of that. There was a text message that was on the phone. All right. Susan Hudson and Jason Williams had the same motive, but did not know that they both had the same motive and trying to use me to do this. All right. Now, why Susan Hudson wanted me to leave the facility?
Hold on, y'all. I gotta get this name. Who's this name? He said Susan.
I know that they both had the same that was on the phone. All right. Susan Hudson and Jason Williams.
Susan Hudson. Let's look her up one time, gang. Let's look her up. Susan Hudson, New Orleans Sheriff. Let's see what she look like. So this right here is the lady that he signed, approached him to ask him to try to escape from the jail. This is the lady right here. I don't know. Can y'all see that good? Let me see. But anyway, y'all can go type her in on Google and see who she is. Her name is Susan Hudson. And then he said the other guy name was what? I think he said Jason Love.
Had the same motive, but did not know that they both was the text message that was on the phone. All right. Susan Hudson and Jason Williams had the same motive, but did not know that they both had the same motive and trying to use me to do this. All right. Now, why Susan Hudson wanted me to leave the facility? Okay, listen. Susan Hudson been asking the government of Louisiana for money.
So hold on. So Susan Hudson was the other lady right there. And this is Jason Williams. Correct. Okay. So these guys, he's basically saying that the lady was asking him to break out of the prison and she will pay him, I'm guessing, in order to make Mr. Williams look bad. So now let's find out why Mr. Williams was asking him to break out the prison.
For funding the jail so she can steal portions of the money, right? That was her motive, all right? If Antwan leaves this jail, all right, boom, they gonna catch him. She know that in her mind. They gonna catch him, but she gonna blame it on the government. Like I've been telling y'all that I needed government funding to live there and fix the jail, right? That was her motive. Whenever they would go.
So it looked like she was trying to run a little bit of like a little insurance move. Like she been the sheriff, and she keeps asking the city or the government for money to improve the jail. And since they haven't done it, she's going to let these prisoners escape to show where the jail was weak at. Okay, cool. Because if it only costs $1 million and she put down $5 million, she maybe could pocket $4 million. I see how she could run that scheme.
Oh, give her the money. Once I get cash, they're going to give her money so she can fix the jail. Okay, boom. Jason Williams' motive was that they have a woman that was running for sheriff by the name of, she was the upcoming sheriff. Her name was Michelle Woodford. Okay. The same woman, Jason Williams, was in an affair with this woman. All right. And his motive was to make it look bad on the sheriff. Like all right, if people break out of jail by the sheriff, who's the sheriff turn coming up, it's gonna make her look bad. Like 10 inmates or however many inmates go through this hole, it's gonna make her look bad, bro.
So it's dirty politics and conspiracy. Let's say the person in charge of both sides decided that it needed to be a prison break. Both sides are trying to figure out how to use it to their advantage. So the guy wants to put another woman in the seat of sheriff. And if he was having an affair with her, then it's probably a woman that he has a little bit of control over. And the sheriff wants money from the city and from the government. And in order to get the money from him, to get him to sign the paperwork or make him look bad for not signing the money over, she's going to stage the prison break. So it's dirty politics. He got caught up in dirty politics. They picked a guy they thought was a dummy to take the bait.
They both,
because notice, we didn't hear too much about the other guys. And one of the other guys that did the escape thing, he was actually one of the steppers, like a real stepper. He had neighborhoods in terror that he was back on the streets of New Orleans, and they were really calling to get him arrested. So I don't know. How is it that we hear more about Massey, who just had a domestic violence issue, even though it was serious, but we don't hear about the other guy who literally had the city and town calling in out of fear that he was back on the streets. I forget his name.
Both had motives, but it's like a big conspiracy, but they use me, bro, as the key target to do this. You see what I'm saying, homie?
When you were offered the $250,000, what was going through your head at the time? Did you? I mean, I knew you knew it was too good to be true, right?
Man, listen, to be real, bro, like I really thought it was planned, like, bro, like I ain't know, like I'm like, man, this shit is like, you know what I'm saying? I'm innocent. I ain't supposed to be in jail. I'm like, man, what the fuck going on? You hear me? Like, yeah, it was all fresh to me until when I walked that cell and I saw that fucking turning really loose. And when I moved the turning, like they got rebar, bro, that goes behind the turning, bro, to where like it. All right, they got like 7 bolts that pulls the turning to the wall. You have to have a.
See what I'm saying? He even said it himself. Once you move the toilet, it was rebar back there. How did all of y'all fit through that damn rebar like that?
Metal stuff, bro, for that whole. You could take 100 niggas and try to move that turning. It's not gonna move. You only how that it has to be unbolted from the back side of the turlet for it to come loose, and then after that, it got rebar, iron rebar run through the wall, bro. So somebody had to use a power saw to cut that. You get it?
Right, I get you. Yeah. So,
and another thing, I'm listening to you.
So you're hearing all this. Everybody's telling you to escape, right? But then you see somebody in the cell cutting it open. What's running through your mind when you see it's a way to get out?
Like, to be real, what was running through my mind, I'm like, man, these people really serious. And it's like, you know, like, all right, I'm from New Orleans, homie. Like, the jail that Orleans Parish jail, like a lot of shit go on in that shit. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like, man, I'm like, man, all right, they're telling me to go, so I know I'm gonna be all right because Jason Williams already said in the text message that I'm gonna be all right. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't gotta worry about no police, no nothing. Listen, let me show you how corrupted it is.
So he been promised safe passage from police from both sides and $250,000 from the lady. I don't know, bro. He could be on some BS.
These people said on the national news that they know that we was let out of jail. Okay, we left the jail at 1 o'clock. The sheriff ain't reported to 10 o'clock the next morning, bro. All right. After the jail let out happened, bro. Okay, after the jail let out happened, they didn't launch an investigation on the cell to 7 days after. You know how much stuff they could have put in that cell. How much? Oh yeah, this is another big key term, bro. What inmates you know about to break out of jail and have enough time to write too easy all this dumbass shit on the wall?
Yeah,
What inmates you know?
a lot of that shit was fool, man. That's what really made it look bad. One, they talk about these guys escape. I feel like they ain't squeezed through no rebar. I feel like they let these dudes walk right out the back door, like they on a loading dock. They just let them out. And two, why nigga gotta like what he had markers or spray paint or something to just write on the wall some bullshit to the police before he left. It was all starting to sound too fool, man.
Got that much of time. And another thing I want to shine a light on. All right, if you look at the news clip and when you see everybody running off the dock, all of us running off the dock at the same time, right? You saw that, right?
Yeah.
What street nigga, what street person you know about to wait on another individual to escape? Once a nigga go through a hole, nigga gone. I'm not about to wait on no nigga and none of this. Everybody left out the door at one time, homie. I'm showing you how corrupt these people is, bro. Listen, like right now, I got 60 years, bro, bad as a motherfucker, bro. When I say bad, bro, all right, my victim was my girlfriend, bro. All right, this is what occurred with this situation. All right, I'm.
Now listen, he already started stuttering. All right, up. He been talking this whole time clear. When it come time for him to talk about what he did to that girl, he starts stuttering. I'm telling you from what I remember, he did some cruddy stuff to that girl. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he was being held down the way he was in jail.
I let you know about the letter. I gave you everything about
wait,
that.
Wait. Slow down, because I want you to paint the picture for the listeners. Like thousands of people are going to be listening to this. So 10 people escaped, right? Did y'all converse with each other? Did y'all communicate with each other about the escape and what y'all were going to do?
Okay, listen, check this out. Like every individual that left that facility have their own story about who came talk to them or whatever the case might be.
So they picked these 10 dudes out. Okay, now that bring the conspiracy side in, because on the conspiracy side, right? One of the guys that was, his name was Dirk or something. One of the guys that was escaped was on trial or had just got convicted of some bodies, and I think the bodies wind up being a police officer or something like that. I'm just remembering from 2025. I haven't looked at it in a long time, so I'm just remembering. But let's say it wasn't the police. He was in there for some bodies, right? And I think that they wanted him on the street so they could kill him. That's the guy who was dressed up like a female, and I think he made it all the way to Texas. And he had a little job at like CVS or 7-Eleven or something. And he was walking around with a full wig on and all that. I think they wanted him out specifically so they could kill him. They didn't want him locked up. And yes, they could have killed him in the jail for sure. But I mean, that was the conspiracy of it. It was like they wanted this guy out for he could either get revenge and kill somebody else, one of those victims, or kill him in the streets.
The night when
and it's crazy that the other guys need to talk. The other guys need to get on the internet and get some interviews. We need say cheese, academics. We need everybody to go get at these guys, because I want to hear how different or how much the same their story is compared to his. Like he said, out of all 10 of them, everybody was approached by somebody to be at this specific spot in order to escape. And the question is, why?
Right. The day before, someone came, pulled us off the pier. I told you it was me and another individual. But I'm going to let him tell his side of the story whenever everything really hits the fan. You feel what I'm saying? But the people already got the camera footage. Everything that I'm saying, homie, they got the camera footage. So, okay, when the night of, some dudes didn't know that this was about to occur. When I moved the toilet, the night of, when dudes showed me the text message, the day before, I went, look, the toilet was kind of loose, but it wasn't all the way taken off yet. So I walked out the cell. I'm like, man, these people really serious. All right, boom. Now the night of, I went in the cell. Boom. When I went in the cell, the whole toilet was loose. They had a big old hole behind the toilet and everything. You hear me? So, I would talk to another individual. And he's like, man, y'all already know what's going on, bro. And it went from there. Everybody was, talking about what's going on and shit like that. But a lot of people didn't know what really was who was behind.
So for y'all that got wrapped up, let me tell you. The question was, did y'all talk about it before y'all escaped? And he went through all that to say, yes, we talked about it because everybody had a story to tell about how they escaped. He just took us through a lot of talking just to say that.
And the spring pillars, it was politician reasons, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Susan Hudson, Jason Williams getting into it with each other, bro. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't know that they was both trying to do the same thing, dealing with me, but they had two different motives. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did you?
And I wonder if both of them, the same way they both pitched their escape plan to him, I wonder if both of them talked to all 9 of the other guys. Like, what made these 10 individuals special out of everybody in the facility for you to say, yeah, pull him to the side, let him know I'm trying to have this, that, or the third done. I need to do something for him. What made them 10 individuals stick out to them?
You have, were you putting your plan together about, what you were going to do when you escaped?
To be honest, bro, like by me going through this situation, bro, like before, by me, leaving jails before, like I know how to move. You know what I'm saying, homie? Like I'm it's like you gotta be a ghost, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't no ghost, you gonna get caught ASAP. You know what I mean? Like them people, you got ATF, Homeland Security, the CIA. You know what I'm saying? Now you had everybody on us, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So can you take us through that night when you escaped when you ran out? Like I know the girl that
I say they had to be testing out some type of new camera technology in New Orleans because they had these dudes walking down the alley in 4K HD. They had them going through the streets. It's like they could have been locked them up. You know what I'm saying? Like they was watching them on camera the whole time. It was just too. What did they want these guys to do, man? It had to be such a deeper story than what they told them.
Guess it's involved in your case. She allegedly helped you?
No, listen. This is why girl got arrested, bro. All right. Girl didn't know nothing about nothing. All right. Listen. Girl laid up there when I left the facility. All right. It hit the news, right? So what she did was she called my little sister. And my little sister was on a charge with me too. She called my little sister and asked my little sister, like, oh, is Antwan by you? Whoopie. You know what I'm saying? So she like, no. You hear me? Like, she like, yeah, that's just by you. I know he about to try to go by one of them holes or whatever. Tell him I'm going to come, you know what I'm saying? Whoopie. So boom, she thinking that I'm by some of my people. So what she was doing was she got scared because she thought the police was going to try to kill me, bro. So what she was doing, she was calling the police, telling the police, oh, he in the seven wall. Oh, he over here, like giving them the spot.
Nah, he trying to save face for it, right? Because this what he did when he got his chance to get on the internet. He was trying to make it seem like he was pleading his case to the public. Like, before I go to sentencing, I'm going to say what I got to say on the internet, and whoever get picked on the jury, they going to see this because it's a nationwide story. But what I think he's doing for the young lady is I think he's trying to save face for her, and it probably don't even matter. I think he said she already got her jail time. But he's trying to save face for her and make it seem like she wanted him to get arrested in order to keep the police from killing him. When in all actuality, it seemed to me like she was calling the police and giving them false tips, got them running left while he's going right. That's what it seemed like to me.
That's why I really be at. But they thought she was lying. Yeah, they thought she was lying, so they locked her up thinking she was just sending them all type of places. So that's how she got locked up. You know what I'm saying? But she really wasn't trying to help me or none of that. Well, she was trying to help me. She just didn't want to see me get killed. You see what I'm saying, homie? Because she knows that You know, like she wants, I'm in jail bad, so she know I'm mentally fucked up out there. You see what I'm saying, bro? So that's how she got involved. They really locked her up bad, homie. My little sister, I never went by my little sister house at all. They locked my little sister up, bro, because my little sister had on the phone talking to my victim who I'm in jail for now and told him I hope they never catch my brother because I knew my brother innocent. He wasn't never supposed to be in jail. That's why my little sister got locked up for that text message, and she got locked up because she was sending the police to different spots where she know I'd be at. The
No,
police.
she was sending them to different spots. Your ass probably was and already left. That's why her ass got booked. She was giving them people false tips, giving them a runaround, which explains how you. I don't even think he made it that far. I would hate to say he got locked up still in damn freaking New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? The other dude got out of there. He changed. Not only did he change his ID, he damn near went transmission to get out the way. You know what I'm saying? That's how determined he was to take opportunity to stay free. Bro was going to the club. He was on live. He was doing a whole lot of stuff, but I don't think he ever left New Orleans. And that girl, she put herself out there by keep calling around to the police. If she would have called one time and gave them false information, it probably would have been that bad because it's like, yeah, he could have moved. But the fact that she called multiple times and all her information was wrong multiple times, it kind of make her look complicit and you stand on the run.
Police was already sitting at the spot and they're kicking the door and they know I wasn't there. So they thought she was lying, but the whole time she really was trying to get the police to catch me so they wouldn't kill me. You feel what I'm saying, homie? That's how she got involved.
Got you. Okay, you putting it together real well now. So when you're on the run,
if it was all that, she could have just dropped you off at the police station, let you turn yourself in so police won't catch you and kill you. I think, like I said, she was giving them people false tips. They was pulling up, kicking in the wrong doors, facing all kind of lawsuits, damn near about to kill all the wrong people, and that's why she got some time behind it.
when you're on the run, are you on social media? Are you watching the news? Are you scared? What are you doing when you're on the run?
Man, listen, bro, to be honest, homie, I saw everything everybody ever posted about me, even you, homie. When dudes got on.
I wonder if the niggas saw my little couple posts. Cause I was posting on the
on your podcast, homie, and this something I really want to tell you generally, homie. You didn't even know me, and you was taking up for me because you felt in your heart something wasn't right. You know when what this dude's name is with the messed up eyes, the skinny.
Charleston White. Yeah, Charleston White.
Correct. I'm sitting in a abandoned house smoking the joke, bro. You hear me? Looking at the whole thing. You hear me, bro? Like home.
Charleston White. I was a fan of the first version of the character that Charleston White plays on the internet and YouTube. The character that he's evolved into, I don't like. I don't like nothing about him. I don't like the way he talk, walk, act. I don't like the stuff he be saying. You know what I'm saying? And that caused me to stop being a fan of his.
He was speaking down on me, saying he hope they kill me, and he know that I did this to this woman, right? I'm like, listen, bro, I'm really an innocent man, bro. They don't have nothing on me dealing with that case. You see what I'm saying? Homie old enough to be my dad. Like, why would you speak?
So let me tell y'all this, right? Being innocent and not doing something seem to be two different things in today's time. Being innocent seems to mean that you just can't prove I did it. Because if I didn't do it, before I say I'm innocent, I'm going to keep telling your ass I didn't do it. I don't have nothing to do with it. It seemed like innocent just literally means you can't prove that I did it. But anyway, y'all slide over to Say Cheese, drop a like, drop a comment. And if you're still watching, please hit the like button for me. Please hit the comment. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know if y'all think he lying or not, for real. Because, again, the dude was all over the internet pleading this case. And then when people actually heard what he was charged with, it was insane. So anyway, catch me on the next video.